Hey guys, so I am going to quick preface my little clip by saying this is an all audio recording, so feel free to just listen to this while you're doing the dishes, while you're relaxing, whatever, while you're on your drive, but there's no video, so it's just an audio recording. Anyway, let's get to the video. Hey guys, it's Alyssa Marie, your intuitive reader. I'm hoping that you can hear me okay as I'm making this voice recording. It is quite late and I don't want to wake my husband up. And yeah, but anyway, I wanted to make this video today because I've been called to by my guides, by higher source energy for a while now, and I haven't had a chance to make it. And it's a really quick video, a really quick note that I wanted to put out there for anybody who is interested, and I think that we all need to hear sometimes. And that's the difference between karmic relationships and soul relationships, okay? And really there is no way to tell the difference other than intuitively, because no one's going to say this person is a karmic relationship and this person is a soul connection, okay? So where am I getting with this? Well, first of all, sometimes in our lives, we are faced with trauma, right? And we are faced with abusive relationships. We are faced with people that ghost us. We are faced with people that lie to us, that steal from us, that backstab us, right? And when this happens, I believe that the soul has a lesson that it's meant to learn, and it could be a sort of karmic debt in that in our past lifetimes we had I don't really like the term karmic debt because that means we did something wrong in a lot of people's viewpoint, and in my viewpoint, it's not necessarily that we did something wrong, it's more something that we have to learn. And so if somebody, for instance, if we're relying on somebody for our own happiness, and then they up and ghost us, for instance. While that is so heartbreaking to us, one of the lessons we may have learned from that is not to put all of our eggs in one basket, not to put all of our energy on another person, okay? That could be one of the lessons. And all of these lessons are karmic lessons, and they become karmic relationships, meaning that they are here or have been in our lives to teach us a lesson, but not to be there forever, right? So you might be friends with somebody, for 2 weeks and they're gone, and that's the end of the friendship, and that's the end of the relationship. These could be romantic, these could be familiar relationships, completely platonic relationships. Either way, they've taught you the lesson, and so they're gone from your life. Sometimes you think a relationship is soul connected, right? It's a soul bond, and then it isn't, right? So you might be friends with somebody. I actually had an experience recently within the last couple years where I had a friend who was actually my best friend for so many years, and in fact she also was my girlfriend for a while when we were younger, and I really do care for her, and I've loved her, for a while. And I thought that we were a soul bond, but now that I'm pulling back and now that she actually ghosted me, I have no idea what happened, and this is personal, but I figure why not share it with you guys. And while I don't know what happened, and I used to rack my brain over this, like what happened, what did I do? Maybe it was just her time to leave, right? Maybe it was just our relationship's endpoint because she taught me something. She taught me, a lot of things, and I taught her a lot of things. But it wasn't a soul bond. It was meant to teach me a lesson. And like I said, that could be that I was putting all my eggs in one basket. I was giving all my energy to her. I was giving in to toxicity because there were many things about the relationship that were toxic. I was pleasing somebody else before I was pleasing myself, right? And I think that the universe, that was one of the lessons that I had to learn. And so when it comes to a soul bond, you guys, this is something only that you will be able to tell, okay? And sometimes we can get it wrong, and that's okay. It's okay. Sometimes people that we think are only supposed to be in our life for a short amount of time end up being soul bonds, okay? These are people that our soul has decided to have a strong soul connection with prior to this incarnation, okay? These are people that we connect to on a soul level spiritually. And there aren't a whole tremendous amount of people like this, and this does not have to just be romantic, and I want you guys to really understand that. This does not have to be a romantic person. This can be a friendship. This can be a family member that you feel extremely connected to. This could be an animal that you feel extremely connected to. But these are soul relationships, and only you will be able to tell this is a soul relationship. But I can tell you, for one, what somebody who is a soul relationship, who's a soul bond, will not do, okay? Because I know there's a lot of information out there about twin flames. There's a lot about like pick a card readings that I do, that I have done. I don't do all my pick a card readings about love because I think there's more to life, you know, than, and that might offend people, but there is more to life than relationships with others, okay? And as we're coming into the age of Aquarius, I think it's extremely important that we realize this. Like, our relationship with ourself, our higher self, our true self, is the most important. Now, that doesn't mean, you know, that relationships with your partner, relationships with your children, relationships with your friends, family members are not important, but almost as if they are a bonus to your already, your current status, your current relationship status with yourself. Okay? And that's so important to realize, you guys. It's so important to realize. So, let's see, where was I at? Ah, yes, okay. So there are certain things that happen in karmic relationships that will not happen in a soul relationship, okay? Abuse is one of those. Now, that doesn't mean that somebody who is in a soul bond with you won't ever call you a name or act in a way that is not ideal, because people make mistakes. We are humans, we make mistakes, right? Sometimes somebody might lie. Sometimes somebody might call you a name. Somebody might say things they regret, right? And that's okay. But a soul bond, a soul connection, you will not have somebody who's a constant manipulator, narcissist, liar. You will not have somebody who is abusing you verbally all the time. And, you know, if somebody sometimes calls you a name once every blue moon, I wouldn't consider that abuse. Those might be mistakes, right? But abuse as in prolonged mental abuse, prolonged calling names, if someone ever hits you, okay? These are not soul bonds, okay? And so you should not treat them as such. These are probably karmic relationships. Most times, any type of really highly toxic relationship is going to be karmic. And these are relationships that we have to learn to let go. And that's one thing that I have struggled with all my life, is letting go. And that's a thing I think we all struggle with. But if somebody is not meant to be in our lives, they won't be. If you find yourself putting in so much energy to a connection and there is no, balance, there's no give and take, it's all give, it's all you, that person doesn't really deserve your energy, okay? They're there to teach you something, but, you know, for instance, one thing that I see a lot of people doing in this community, and that I have done in the past, is pick a card readings about somebody. Like, oh, pick a card, how are they feeling right now? And while that can be good, you know, if we're constantly picking a card about somebody that we know, right, these are general readings, these pick a card readings on YouTube, right? They're free, they're general, they're for everybody. And while there is truth to them, of course, to a certain degree, if you're picking a card about somebody that you know lies to you, you know manipulates you, but you forgive them over and over because somebody in a pick a card said that you should, you know, that's a red flag. And you know intuitively, if you know down, and you will know this, okay? And only you will know this. If you feel deep down that this person that you're connected to in some way, or think that you're connected to on a soul level, is being abusive, is being manipulative, is being deceitful, over and over again, this is a karmic relationship and it demands to be released, okay? And that is hard, and I am not going to be one to say it is easy, because it is not. And don't let somebody else tell you if somebody's karmic or not. I'm just telling you qualities of karmic relationships that I've experienced, that I've seen in others, however you know, okay? And like I said before, do not take this as somebody who you are connected with on a soul level is not going to make mistakes, because, right, sometimes we get really mad, we get irritable, we call somebody something we don't mean to say, we say something we don't mean to say. You know, there's a lot of examples, but somebody who repeatedly does it, karmic relationship. And I just wanted to give that thought to you guys today. If you've listened to this far, I appreciate it, because this is something that we need to hear as a collective, because all of us living this human experience are going through this. We're going through this human experience, and it's different for every single one of us. But do know that a lot of times we will have several karmic relationships, and we will also have several soul bonds out there. But we need to try to distinguish the difference, and it's okay if it doesn't happen overnight, you know, because like I said, with my ex-best friend, I thought that we were going to be a soul bond really forever, but then it didn't appear to be that way. And that doesn't mean that there is hate towards her, or anything like that, but that I let it go because it no longer serves me. The connection no longer serves me, and she has played her role in my life. I have played my role in hers, and that is it, right? And so it is kind of hard to grasp, but I thought that it's really important out there, because I am subscribed to many pick a card channels, because, you know, I do videos like that. I enjoy it. It's awesome. But we need to also realize what the kind of connections we are fostering, and which connections we are choosing to let go, and if they're karmic and if they're not. So I thought that this would be a really helpful tip for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be safe out there as I'm making this. We're still in the corona pandemic. Things are starting to settle down a bit around the world, but I want you guys to be safe. I want you to be healthy. I want you, though, to take this time of quarantine, and I want you guys to really work on yourselves. And as we're coming into the age of Aquarius, and I'm sure you guys know about the age of Aquarius. If you don't, go ahead and do a quick Google search. There's beautiful videos on YouTube about it. As we're coming into the age of Aquarius, this is going to be a time for self-reflection, and understanding that other relationships in our life are important, but they're not always the most important. They're not the most important. That you are the most important, and it is your experience, and they are bonus to your already beautiful selves, okay? So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.